everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where the boys always got something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. We're coming off of a big one, beautiful sweep. We honestly should have put the room up in the background. We had it up in the background, then we took it out of the background.
Well,
it's over there.
You could see it maybe through my glasses reflection. If you were,
It's right over there, guys. So it is in the atmosphere. It is in the environment right now. We got to channel that energy, take it straight into next week, because it's going to be a tough one. Lots of playoff implications on the horizon for the Toronto Blue Jays. We got to break all that down and a little bit more. I'm your host, Nicholas Blaylock.
And I'm your host, Adam Peddle. Yeah, this was a good week for the boys. 5-1. You know, I said 4-2. You said 5-1. 5-1's perfect. Honestly, 4-2.
Did I predict 5-1?
You did predict 5-1.
I did predict that. Eh? Okay.
And you know, you just reversed it. You went sweep for the Cubs and then 2-1 against the Pirates. But we flipped it. Either way, W's are W's. 5-1 on the week. Good week for the boys. You know, I really did notice a difference this week with the way the boys were approaching. There were still some ugly strikeouts in today's game in particular, but I noticed that the approaches were a bit different. We were looking for our pitches to hit, and we were trying to hit them. However, you know, there's a whole discussion of runners and scoring positions coming up again.
Totally.
We're not really driving in a lot. And yeah, we won every game in the series, but only with 4 runs. Against other teams, that's probably not good enough.
No, probably not. But I don't want to discredit a W, right? Like, I think sometimes people look at bad teams and they say, well, you're supposed to do that.
Right.
And absolutely, like, at the end of the day, we are supposed to beat Chicago. We are supposed to beat Pittsburgh. But there is no guaranteed win in Major League Sports. It's just, that is not how Major League Sports and MLB players operate. And we were joking a lot today about how basically the Pittsburgh Pirates, that's a minor league team. And yeah, it's like, you know, like, they are not very good. But at the end of the day, they are still major league level players. They can still score runs, and it's still difficult for our team to score runs against them. So, yeah, we didn't crush them, but a W is a W is a W. We did what we had to do. It wasn't the flashiest or the prettiest necessarily, but still, I don't want to take anything away from necessarily these other teams. We beat them. That's what we had to do, and we did it.
And we did it. So why don't we take a look at some of the players that, like, really helped the Blue Jays this week, because there were a decent amount. Now, I know you're wearing his jersey right now. Bo Bichette, he has been struggling. He hasn't lived up to the expectation this season. But this week, looks like Bo Bichette's really starting to come around. He goes 8 for 23 this week with 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored. But here's the big one for me. Only 1 strikeout and 2 walks.
That's big.
A homer and 3 doubles.
Yeah.
So the power's back. He's not striking out because, like, last week he was, and spoiler alert, I didn't win this category in the wheel. I picked him for strikeouts. He was up there many, many weeks. 8, 9, 10 every week. The strikeouts are gone.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think that is? Like,
well, I don't think that it's automatically Bo Bichette's an incredible, elite, you know, disciplined player at the plate right now for 1 week. I think there's probably a little bit of, like, not necessarily luck involved, but I don't expect him to go every single week from here on out with 1 strikeout necessarily. I just think that, you know, we were up against some bad pitchers this week, and Bo Bichette was starting to get a little bit more locked in and should have laid off a few of the things that he should have been laying off all season long.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to lay off those things when you're up against guys like Brew Baker and whoever the hell else they played this week, some garbage players on Pittsburgh Pirates and Chicago Cubs. But he still was able to do that, and you saw that once those strikeouts get eliminated a little bit more and he starts picking a spot where he wants the baseball, the batting average becomes 333 or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah,
you know, 350.
More, yeah.
Like, really, really good stuff. And then you start to see Bo Bichette doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is getting on base, scoring runs, getting people across home plate, like, just doing everything. So I obviously want to see this continue. I'm not about to say that he's going to be, you know, an incredible walk guy and no strikeouts from here on out, but it's definitely reassuring to see at least finally the other shoe drop and not striking out a crap load.
Because we're going to need Bo Bichette to be locked in here on out, guys, because like any baseball season, there are ebbs and flows. Some people get hot, some people get cold, and we'll talk a little bit more about some guys who are getting hot and cold in just a moment. But if Bo Bichette can get hot, that's what we need going into October.
We haven't really had him get hot this whole year.
No, we've been grinding from the pits upwards.
Yeah,
that's what
it's been. For sure.
And it felt like we kind of hit a ceiling, and just in terms of stats on the OPS around like the low 700s. But if he can work some sort of batting average like close to the higher 270s, like, Yes, please and thank you, Bo Bichette.
Yeah, because for a long time this year, I mean, still right up until right now, basically, I've been discounting his ABs.
All the time.
I used to be scared, like when the season began in April, I was like, oh, here we go. Bo Bichette, Guerrero, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, and now Bo Bichette comes up, and I don't really feel any way about it.
I don't feel like we're about to cash in here.
No. In fact, I probably feel more of the opposite. Like, okay, we're going to get a bad strikeout here. He's going to swing out, and, you know. So hopefully that's not the case. If he can become the scary player that he was in 2020 and 2021, then we're going to be doing really good.
Absolutely. Now, another guy who actually didn't play today, that's George Springer. He had a bit of a slow week with 2 for 22, 0 RBIs, 1 run scored.
Bit of a weird one because he was like he was hitting like 500 the prior week. And then now it's just like, so maybe there is a bit of fatigue with the injury or something going on there.
Right.
Maybe that's why he needs to get rested.
Right.
Hope that this isn't the case for, moving forward, because if Bo Bichette's going to get hot, that's great, but we also need you to remain being good, George Springer. So hopefully you're fine moving forward.
100%. Well, another guy who's getting hot is Teoscar Hernandez. 7 for 21 this week with 4 RBIs and a homer. Now, 8 strikeouts. He's a strikeout machine.
Yeah.
But you got to love to see it. Again, this guy's getting hot because the Lord's starting to get cold. He's getting cold. He's 2 for 19, 0 RBIs, and a double. I feel bad for Lord because, like, when he's hot, he's throwing right up there with the big boys. And then 1 week of slump and back down to 7th spot.
Yeah, he doesn't have a super long leash.
No.
But I will, like, I guess part of that is because you just don't have any pop at all this year, right? Like, some of these other guys, T.O. and Chapman, when they're bad, they're bad. But at least, sometimes they can give you that solo bomb, and maybe that makes you feel a little bit better about putting them in the 5 or 6 spot. Lord, we looked at it today, folks. July 1st was the last home run that the Lord has hit. Now, I'm the biggest Lord supporter out there, man. Like, I want the best for this guy. I want this guy to be a Blue Jay forever. But we need a little bit more pop here, man. Like, July 1st.
That's 2 months. That's more than 2 months
more than 2 months now that you haven't hit a home run. And this is weird because Lord was never a major power guy.
No.
But I think that, if you would have asked me, like, prior to this season, hey, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is healthy the whole year. Is he going to hit 20 home runs?
Yes.
I probably would have said a resounding yes. I would have said, yeah, I think he's going to hit 20 home runs if he's healthy the entire year long. Like, at the very least, he's going to be hitting 15.
Right.
And if he hits, like, around the 15 mark, I'd be saying to you, that's a major down year. So it's kind of crazy to me that he's got a batting average of, like, 288 right now, and only 5 bombs. Like that, I don't know if that's unluckiness. I don't know what's going on there, but I want that number to go up for sure.
Well, here, maybe I'm being a little bit too picky. His batting average is definitely really good in just terms of in the entire MLB. There was even a point 2 weeks ago when he was flirting with, like, potential batting title. Now, I never thought he was going to get it because of Luis Arias. It's just, God.
Stupid,
great hitter. But I would be like, okay, well, I'll give up the power if it means that he's hitting for more contact. And so I guess I'll take that down in the 7th spot if everyone else wants to get a little bit more hot.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Now, another guy on this team to round out kind of the notable batters, Espinal, not in terms of his performance this week. He did have a down week, but he actually has a bit of an injury right now. It was a finger injury, but he should be back for at least 1 game tomorrow. That's just a little bit of news for you guys, so no need to worry about Santiago Espinal.
X-rays, negative, still locked in, Gold Glover defense, you're elite, hopefully you're fine, and you can play tomorrow, big man.
Absolutely. And now I want to talk about 2 more guys. This is a positive guy, Alek Manoah, going 7 1/3 inning pitch. He was phenomenal. Granted, against the Pirates, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. When we need him, he's good. He goes into the 8th, giving up 0 runs, 6 strikeouts, gets a W. Alek Manoah to you, like, if we don't have Alek Manoah, this team is completely different. He totally changes the absolute landscape of our pitching staff.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me throw it out to you. Let me ask you this. Does Manoah get the ball in a Game 1 series?
At this point, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still be totally fine if you wanted to go with the Gausman route. I think that's okay. He's been there before, and he's your veteran guy. And if you want to set the tone, set the table for Alek Manoah, then I'm totally fine with that.
Totally.
But I can also see a 100% valid, complete argument of pitching Manoah first. So whatever you want to do, that's fine. If they don't want to go that route, cool. I don't know what I would do, but whatever. If you did do it, I'm definitely not going to be pissed off at you for doing that.
Well, in a 3-game wildcard series, which is what it's looking like at this point, folks, Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're going to pitch at one point.
Yeah.
You're either one or two.
Like,
it's Gausman and him.
If I had the option, I would pitch you every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, like, if I had the option, I would literally pitch you every single day.
Yeah.
So, he's going to pitch in the playoffs. If we didn't have him on this team, like you said, like, he is an absolute game changer, right? If Alek Manoah didn't come up in 2020, or I think it was when he came up. 2021 is when he came? Okay.
Yeah.
2021.
Wow,
and just, turn into the absolute stud that he was. We're in a completely different spot than we are right now, because that was supposed to be Nate Pearson, and all the love to Nate Pearson, but he's no longer anything, right? Like, Alek Manoah basically usurped you, took your spot, and came out of completely nowhere. So, like, thank God that he wanted to be this good at baseball, because it is so much needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, speaking of starting pitching, the last guy I kind of want to talk about right now is Mitch White. So we trade for Mitch White. And he came out, and I'm going to flip this over so you guys can see. He came out, and he was decent. He got traded here. Look at this, 3 earned runs.
Yeah.
1 earned run, 1 earned run. But the last 2 outings of Mitch White have been pretty bad. 7 earned runs and 6 earned runs. That gives an ERA of 12.1. Are you concerned at all, Mitch White? Because me right now, I'm not. Because, like, look, all I expect from Mitch White is to be our 5th guy now. Replace Kikuchi. But these are starting to look like Kikuchi numbers, but I guess we'd never go back to Kikuchi at this point, no matter how bad Mitch White's been.
Well,
so
you would if he continues to do this.
Right, but then, like...
You might.
Like,
right?
maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Like,
well, I mean,
if
he has a 12.1 ERA, for 4 more games straight, then yeah, you do, but... I don't think that's going to be the case. Like,
no.
These seem to be anomalies to me. Like, he pitched an entire season of, like, really good baseball right up until this point. Now, these have absolutely... killed his ERA for this year, which sucks. Like, that does suck, because you pitched better than that this year,
right?
So, like, it really sucks that it needs to be that way. But I'm not concerned. I think that it's just like 2 starts where he just got some bad stuff annihilated, got a little bit unlucky too. I still think he's going to be a quality player. I'm really happy that we traded for him.
Me too.
I don't think that he's a 4.67 ERA guy or whatever the fuck that was. Just 2 starts that have really hurt that average and brought it down.
Hey, maybe Vicky out here is saying Trevor Richards has been great. Well, maybe Trevor Richards could start a game or 2.
Who knows? I mean,
For 2 innings.
He did. So
he did,
and he was fine. So.
And we'll talk about it later, but we could actually see a realistic option where we do actually have to pitch Trevor Richards. We'll talk about that later.
Maybe.
When we do our weekly predictions.
But it is that time of the week, guys. That fateful moment, the one that all Blue Jays players look out for. The time for us to crown the Jay of the Week.
Yep, that's that time, everybody. And we talked about all the guys so far. A lot of guys had some really good weeks. A lot of guys. But there was one guy, and if we're going to give it to a bullpen guy, it's got to be with this performance. And that man is Jordan Romano.
Oh, yeah. Baby.
Excellent.
4.1 innings for Jordan Romano this week. That is a lot of work for him.
It is.
3 saves. We saw him today. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, incredible clutch performance, and it was. Granted, he did let the 2 runners on.
Right.
So, like, he did put himself in that mess. But
Granted,
then...
that second hit was kind of fluky.
It was a little fluky, for sure. It was definitely a little fluky. But regardless, you put yourself into a spot. You were still able to get out of it.
Yeah.
Your ERA remains intact. You were perfect on the week. So, Romano kicked ass when we needed him to. We're going to need this workload to probably continue
as
time goes on. Because, you have to think, actually, it needs to continue because that means that we're winning games.
Yes.
Right? If he's getting this workload, it means that we're having more weeks of going 5-1 and doing stuff like that, right? So I want this workload to continue. So hopefully Jordan Romano, get yourself a good night's sleep, big man. Do some fucking yoga. Do whatever you need to do. Because I hope to see you on the field kicking ass like you did this week again. Yeah,
because like you said, we're going to need him because upcoming, guys, this isn't the week in review or week ahead predictions, but I just want to point out we've got doubleheaders here and doubleheader here against the Rays and Orioles, who are in the wild card race, of course, as we all know. Yankees, Phillies, Tampa Bay again. It's going to be just gross. And then back to the Orioles again near the end. So it's going to have to be a really great performance from Jordan Romano.
Yeah. We definitely need him moving forward.
All right, yeah. So that's our Jay of the week. Congratulations, Jordan Romano.
Congratulations, Jordan Romano. So, in review, great week for the Toronto Blue Jays, 5-1. We also saw some other teams do some pretty good stuff. Seattle's doing well. Tampa's doing well. Baltimore's doing pretty good. But a team that started off this season being absolutely dominant and has completely flipped script. It looks literally more like the Baltimore Orioles or what they should have been doing than what the Baltimore Orioles look like, is the New York Yankees. Over the last stretch, it has not been good for the New York Yankees. And they started off this season and people were talking 120 wins, 125 wins. This could be the best team ever. And they were for April and May. And August... No.
It's been horrible.
It's been really bad in Yankee land, man.
I mean, we're going to take a look at a few stats here, folks. But first, let's just look at the AL East standings right now. They have 79 wins.
Yeah.
That's not many more. Only 4 more than the Tampa Bay Rays are now. And I believe they're playing as we speak, so that might be changing.
Could change.
And then the Toronto Blue Jays right there are 73. Look, it's just like, it's not as an impressive lead. They had like a 18-game or 17-game lead
it was monstrous.
over us.
It was absolutely monstrous at a point in time there. And like they were leading all of major leagues in W's. And now you've seen the Astros usurp them. You've seen the LA Dodgers, the Braves, the Mets. All of these guys have more W's than them. And you get even more teams come out too. The Cardinals have one less W than the New York Yankees. Like, how did this happen, right? They have just really fallen off of a cliff. And now I know a lot of Yankee fans are out there being like, hey, we are fully collapsing. Like, this could be the end for the New York Yankees as far as this season goes. Like, you'll probably still make playoffs, but, I mean, like, we're seeing the writing on the wall right now.
Look, in my gut reaction, I want to say, no. They're still the New York Yankees. Of course, they're going to find a way out of it. Everyone has slumps. Even the best of teams have slumps. Look, the Dodgers had a slump at one point in, like, 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe the Yankees will find their way out of it. But looking at what they've been doing in the last little bit, guys,
it's been a bad slump.
Horrible. This is all of MLB team OPS leaders in the last 30 days, and the Yankees find themselves actually a little bit higher, a lot higher than Miami Marlins, but they are in the pits with a 601 OPS. That is horrible. That is like Whit Merrifield right here, but worse. Everyone's Whit Merrifield right now on the New York Yankees.
It's really, really bad, man. Like the Pittsburgh Pirates are doing better than you as far as team OPS goes, and that is really saying something.
Really
right?
bad.
Now their ERA over the last 30 days, I think they're 10th in Major League Baseball, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's like when you have a team that just cannot seem to score any runs, right? The 29th in baseball when it comes down to OPS, like that is atrocious. If we flip over to their player stats too, man, I was looking at their hitters over the last 30 days. It's beautiful. I love MLB for being able to do this. Take a look at the last 30 days.
Last 30 days.
Yeah. It's like there's one guy who's doing really, really good. Oh. It's Aaron Judge.
Yes.
And then it's pretty much everyone else. You got to go to ABs to see everybody because when you flip to OPS, it doesn't really show everyone there. But yeah, it's not looking good, right? Andrew Benintendi, decent. And then everyone else, man.
Torres has been
bad.
Struggling.
Just really, really bad.
Struggling.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he was always struggling. He's always bad. But Trevino, they're all-star. Everyone was saying that Trevino was better than Kirk, which is totally incorrect.
Which is just completely wrong and a lie.
Hicks
but like,
horrible.
Yeah, no, they're all horrible, man. They're all horrible.
It's
Aaron Judge is amazing.
And Benintendi.
Benintendi's been good, and everyone else is absolutely garbage. So
and now Benintendi is going on the IL with a 15-day IL with a hand injury. So
you're screwed.
What are you gonna do?
You're screwed.
You literally the only way the trade deadline's passed now, folks. You don't have anyone to call up to save the day. You all need to start playing better.
Yeah.
And any theory to why this is happening? Is it fatigue? Is it mental? Like I think it's maybe a bit of everything.
I think that you have to be. It's got to be a bit of everything. It has to be a bit of bad luck too. Just like all the timing involved, being like, hey, we just all suck at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Because like, do I believe that like Torres is a 400 OPS hitter? No, I don't. Like I just don't. You know, like I know that I don't necessarily love Torres, but he's better than that. Do I believe that Donaldson's that bad? No. Like they're just all playing below
really
what they're supposed to be doing, other than Aaron Judge, right? So they have to be doing a lot better, man, especially with postseason coming up. This team reminds me a lot of, I know football season's coming up right now, literally a week away. This team reminds me a lot of, you remember that year the Pittsburgh Steelers went like 11-0 or something like that, and then just had an absolute like late season collapse.
Dude, they remind me of the Arizona Cardinals last year.
Kind of feels that way, right? Kind of feels like started off the season incredible, and then the second half rolled around, and it's just like all of the bricks just started falling down. You're like, what? Like, why didn't we see this before?
Yeah.
And now they're getting exploited.
No, they are. So I don't know. I don't even know how Yankees fans feel right now. Like this is worse than anything I've seen from the Toronto Blue Jays this year.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the biggest drought, literally a month-long drought. So hopefully for the New York Yankees fans' sake that they come back and they start playing better. But if they don't, could you see the Yankees possibly falling into a wild card or maybe even falling out of playoffs?
It's tough to say. They still got 4 games. There might be 5 after today. Could be 3 after today, too. We don't know how that game's going to end with the Rays.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you're that tight, 4, 5, 3 games, anything is possible. And considering the Rays are as hot as they are right now, I don't think that we're really in the mix. Like, I think that it's probably the Rays if they're going to do it. Because we don't really have too many games with New York left remaining, right?
Just one series.
Yeah, exactly. So probably the Rays if anyone's going to do it. It's close. It's close. I still think that it's the Yankees to lose. I mean, it is.
It is.
But, like, when you have 29th in team OPS and you just can't seem to score runs, literally worse than Pittsburgh Pirates, hard for me to bet on you.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. Well, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you think about the New York Yankees' recent struggles, because that is a hot talking point at this point in the season.
Do you want to flip over to the power rankings
That's
now?
exactly right, man.
All right, guys. Let's rank some teams, shall we?
Well, can we let's rip the Band-Aid off first. For all the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
fans.
we'll rip the Band-Aid off really quick. Coming in at number 11 is the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, there is no 11 on the power rankings.
No.
We just do top 10. But, I mean, this is a Blue Jays channel, so people are looking for the Blue Jays. They're not on here right now. We would be number 11, and arguments could be made for us to be number 10 again. We were number 10 last week. I was a little bit generous last week. I didn't think that we belonged in the top 10.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just, like, reversing it, getting the other shoe to
Yeah,
drop
it's
here.
like, oh, we go 5-1.
Yeah. I mean, like, so still very, very good. Blue Jays still very, very good. But right now, we're going to be number 11. Either way, number 10 is the Philadelphia Phillies. They are 73-60, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right.
They're good. Harper's good. Pitching's good.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who Ranger Suarez was until the other day. He's really
crazy.
fucking good at baseball.
Yeah,
I mean, Zach Wheeler should be coming back on Tuesday from the 15-day IL. He's pretty damn good at baseball. Aaron Nolan's having an incredible year right now. Big bounce back for him.
He is. However, they have been scuffling a little bit of the last little bit, going 500. So they got to keep up that momentum because I believe right now they are sitting. Yes, they are sitting in the last wild card spot. Yeah. Milwaukee's been struggling, but you know, it's never safe with 1 month of baseball left.
Totally. Number 9 is the San Diego Padres. Frankly, they should be higher on this list considering their lineup and who they traded for at the deadline. Yeah. But, like, they've just been having some problems. It's kind of like one of those things where it feels almost like you can't go out and buy a team, maybe, is what's going on there, because they went out a season ago, bought Yu Darvish, bought Blake Snell.
They're just the buyers.
Guys.
They're just buyers.
It feels that way, right? And it's just one of those things where it's like, hey, I look at you on paper, and this team should be incredible.
Yeah.
You're not as incredible as you should be. Either way, they still have 74 Ws, so that's a lot of Ws. They are 9th in the power rankings. I still wouldn't necessarily want to play them, but I'm not as scared of them as I should be.
Yeah, and they also need to be careful because they're right there next to the Phillies, literally one over the power ranking. But the Phillies can get hot at any point, and I kind of like the Phillies better than them.
I think
which
so
is crazy
too.
To say.
I think so too. Number 8 is the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, what was it that you told me before? Like 11 out of 13 Ws or something like that.
So
like they really good in the last little stretch.
They've won 11 of the last 13, so that they have actually like. I've seen them fly up the rankings, and granted, they are so close to the New York Yankees. They're 4 games out at this current point as we're making this video.
Yeah.
So, they got a legitimate shot to really fly up the rankings in our power rankings and in the standings.
Well, and also, too, like, a big problem for them this whole season was they were super-duper injured. They're starting to get some guys back. Yeah. We're seeing the results starting to happen.
And they're still injured, too. Yeah. Like, they don't have McClanahan right now. They obviously don't have Glass now. They don't have their shortstop, Franco. I don't know how they're doing it.
Speaking of the New York Yankees, they're number 7. Now, this is one of the lowest rankings that they've been, I think, all season long.
Yeah.
But they just suck so bad right now. We already talked about it in the other little clip that we have, so go check that out if you haven't already. But they're bad, And I don't really have much more to say about it.
They're just so bad. 4-6 in their last 10. Ranked 29th in OPS in the last month. So
for real.
Garbage.
For real. Number 6 is the Seattle Mariners. Similar to the Tampa Bay Rays, they have been crazy, crazy hot as of late, winning a ton, 8-2 in their last 10. They got 75 W's right now. I am more scared of them than I am the New York Yankees.
100%. And they're on a beautiful 6-game win streak. So I do not, if I'm going to face Seattle Mariners soon, which thankfully we are not facing them anymore this season, I'd be afraid, especially if I'm a contending ball club, because they look dangerous. And I believe that Rodriguez is back.
He is. He is. And he's
there you
doing
go.
good stuff. Number 5 is the St. Louis Cardinals. 78 W's for the Cardinals. Their offense, as we were talking about the Yankees in the last 30 days, their offense complete opposite. I think their offense is close to like a team OPS of like 900 or something stupid like that.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's 870.
Yeah, just
870.
like really
Insane.
stupid and like so much better than the second place team.
Oh my God.
You know, like
the Dodgers.
Yeah,
So much
exactly.
better than the Dodgers.
It's
Goldschmidt and Arenado.
Totally.
Those
man.
guys
Like,
are
they are
insane.
leading the charge, and everyone else is kind of like helping them out as well. Like the other players are getting hot around them, and because Goldschmidt and Arenado have never been cold once this season, it's like the offense is popping off and being crazy. That's a team that's scary that I do not want to run into.
And they got the pitching too as well, so they're absolutely fantastic.
Number 4, Atlanta Braves, 83 W's I think right now. Not a whole lot to say about them other than they've just been consistent, reigning world champs. They figured it out. They were a bit slow off the top, bit hungover from the World Series, but like they're here now, and we don't want to run into them.
They weren't as bad as they were last year off to the slow start, but they found it a little bit earlier in the season, and now it's showing with those 83 wins. They are dominating 73 of the last 10 on a 4-game win streak.
And their rivals, the New York Mets, are just one spot ahead of them with 85 wins. I'm still, I think I said it preseason, like I thought that the Atlanta Braves were going to win this division. I still feel like they have a really good shot to do that. 2 games back, Scherzer just went day to day.
Yeah.
And we don't know how bad that's going to be. Like it could be minor, it could be major.
Could be minor, but he left the other game the other night with 67 pitches. So obviously it's a little bit of a concern because, like you said, the Atlanta Braves are creeping behind them, 1.5 games back right now. On the Mets, better start picking up some W's, and every game matters.
Yeah, and I also, too, if I'm the Mets, I might not rush Scherzer back at all like that, you know, because it's like I need him for postseason to be 100%. So
as nice it would be to get the bye, you got to get to postseason first. And if you want to get to the postseason and have good pitching, you got to keep Scherzer.
You need Scherzer. Number 2 is the Houston Astros, 85 W's as well. Just a little bit more commanding, in my opinion, than the New York Mets, considering
100%.
Scherzer did just go down. They've been solid all season long. I think the last time we did the power rankings, talking about Bregman, he's still being very, very good. So they're great.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, 7-3 in their last 10. It's like a running joke every time we do this. They're always 7-3 or 8-2.
Pretty much always.
Always. Never. Wow.
And similarly, the LA Dodgers. Now they're actually 6-4 in their last 10. Yeah. I know, dude. I know. Literally one of the only times I think I've seen 6-4 on their last 10, because they're almost always 8-2 or 9-1. But I guess they have to lose the occasional game. I wouldn't be concerned. They have 91 W's.
Dude, they double their amount of losses and then some. That's so messed up at 91-41. Now they are the team with about 30-ish, a little less than 30-ish games left in the regular season. They could easily hit 110 W's.
Yeah. I think odds right now for them to win are like plus 300. It might be money, guys. Like it might actually be worth your time to bet plus 300 because they're that good.
Way too good. All right.
Those are the power rankings, folks. It is now time to see if the Blue Jays can crack into those power rankings by looking ahead at this coming week and seeing what we gotta do to secure the playoff spot.
Oh, it's gonna be a tough one, ladies and gentlemen. This week, earlier in the season, never would have said this, but here we are, the Baltimore Orioles, who are fighting for that 3rd wild card spot, trying to take it away from us. We can't let it happen.
Can't let it happen.
Can't let it happen. Right now, I think they're about to lose to the Oakland Athletics. That makes them 71-62. So very close to us. We have a doubleheader on this Labor Day long weekend on Monday. First game, we're going to have Kevin Gausman with a 3.14 ERA. And now I don't know which order they're going to pitch, but we're going to see a Jordan Lyles in that game at 4.25 ERA. And then we're probably going to see some sort of opener for them because they don't really have anyone lined up.
Right.
And then in game 2, we know for sure we're going to have Jose Barrios in that doubleheader with a 5.32 ERA.
Nice.
Just want to talk about that. What do you think about that doubleheader? Any thoughts about that?
I find that doubleheaders are very hard to predict because it's almost like the momentum from the first game can carry over to the next game too. So I don't know, man. Like I feel like there's a better chance that one of the teams sweeps the doubleheader than we go 1-1. So I have to hope that we are the ones sweeping the doubleheader. But it's definitely tough, man.
It's tough.
It's fucking tough.
We're going to be in Baltimore. I'll say just we're going to split it because also Barrios, we have no idea we're going to get. He actually looked good his last time out, but when he got pulled for the game, like 2 of his earned runs that were still on base got cashed in, so it made his line look really bad.
Right.
But it is what it is. That's kind of been the season for Jose Barrios.
Okay.
But on Tuesday, we've got Mitch White with a 4.67 ERA. He's had a rough last 2 outings. Up against Bradish with a 5.17. And then on Wednesday, this one, we gotta have a big matchup between Manoah, 2.48 ERA, up against Kramer, a 3.22. He's been their guy for the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
So all in all said, that series, Nick, what do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, I really hope, I want us to win more than we lose here. But I think, generally speaking, like I look at that, what the Baltimore Orioles have done, it feels like a 2-2 to me. I don't know which games. It doesn't really fucking matter. Just win 2 of them, and like I won't necessarily love it, but I'll be okay with it. I'll be okay with it.
I'm gonna say 2-2 as well. I want to say 3-1. Like I really want to say our offense is gonna beat up Bradish, beat up the opener, beat up Jordan Lyles, but we haven't been beating up teams. I mean, when I was looking at the last 30 days of Toronto Blue Jays, I think we're ranked 13th in OPS. So it's like we're not like being the elite Toronto Blue Jays that we normally are. No. So 2-2, and I will be happy with it.
Yeah, I'll be pleased.
Now looking over at the Texas Rangers series, we have an off day Thursday. Then we go back to Toronto and welcome in these Texas Rangers. They are 58-74. They're horrible.
Yeah.
This is one way to pick up W's. Friday, we've got Ross the Boss tripling with a 3.03 ERA up against Santana, 5.40 ERA. Now, for the weekend, now I'm not really sure because if they're going to play their starting rotation a little bit similar to what they did against the Pirates where they had an opener in Trevor Richards, because the following week we do have a doubleheader with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Again, yeah.
So, and here's the thing. If we just line it up based on what we're looking at, we would have Stripling, Gausman, and Barrios, and based on what we've seen so far, they want Gausman and Barrios to face better teams. Now, I don't think you're going to get away with Gausman going into the Tampa Bay Rays series, maybe the last game. But Barrios, they might want to push into that series, start with a Trevor Richards, potentially Saturday, Sunday. So I'm not 100% sure. We're going to find out a little bit later. But we do know on the Texas Rangers side of things, they're going to have Dunning on Saturday, 4.37 ERA, and Martin Perez with a 2.89.
Yeah.
So with that all being said, what do you think?
I mean, I'm really hoping for this week. A 4-3 sounds good to me. 4-3 sounds good to me.
Take the
5-2 would be great. I can't go 3-4 though. We definitely can't go 3-4.
We have to become over 500. Now, I'd love a sweep with the Texas Rangers, but again, it's really hard to predict sweeps, especially Martin Perez having a good year like he is. So, and the offense being scuffling. 4-3 is our predictions on the week. Take 2 of the Rangers. Take 2 and split the Baltimore Orioles series. If that happens, I'm not going to be super happy. Like, I'm going to be, okay, we're exactly where we are, sitting at that 3rd wild card spot still.
Yes. Now,
getting 5-2 would really help the Blue Jays secure and lock in that spot, especially if we take 3 against the Orioles. That's the big one.
That'd be massive. That's the massive That'd be definitely major. So we'll see what goes on, guys. You guys listen in the comments down below what you think about this coming week. Are we going to deliver the bops to the Baltimore Orioles, or are they going to get some from us?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
All right, folks. Last segment of the show. It's time for the boys to spin the wheel.
The spinning fortune, baseball, colorful, future determining, stat analyzing, and it's a wheel that we spin every week.
It is, in fact, a wheel that we spin every single week. There it is. Those are the scores.
Woo!
It's decently tight. I mean,
it is tight.
Adam's got at least 1 week of safety between me and him, but a big sweep would definitely bring me back into things. So, got to start picking up some W's though moving forward with the season coming to a close.
Yeah. Just to recap, just a tiny bit. Nick did take 2 last week. I only got 1. I picked Boba for strikeouts. That was crazy. Only got 1 strikeout.
Yeah.
And then I believe the other one we did, I kind of blanking on it right now. Might have been
I know we did Caper 9.
Oh, we did Walks.
I lost Caper 9.
Yeah, Caper 9, I had Gausman. You had Barrios. Gausman just dominating at 9 strikeouts. Right. And then, yes, it was Walks. I picked Springer. He got 2. Kirk had 3. Okay. So that will do.
All right.
That will do.
We'll get it done.
But we have a whole new bunch of categories we're going to pick, and I'm picking this week. It's my week, folks.
Alrighty, let's do it.
All right, and guys, let us know in the comments down below who you would pick for the wheel. Let's find out. What's it going to be? It's going to be OPS.
I really wanted to go to J Killer. It's so fun on J Killer.
But we actually, I don't think have we had? No, we had OPS once.
Recently.
Yeah.
They both fucking sucked when we did it.
It was Kirk and Vlad. That's what
it was Kirk and Guerrero.
Okay, so let me just throw this up here. OPS. I feel like it's tough to say if my computer wants to do this. OPS. I don't know. Vlad's he's good at OPS. Kirk is pretty consistent. He had a decent week. Vlad can go. I'll let you go first, actually. It's kind of tough to say. Tio's been good. Bichette's been good, but can I trust him? See, everyone's kind of doing this transition right now, and they're hot and colds.
Right.
And that's where I'm like, I don't know who's going to stay hot on.
Yeah, no, I get it. It is definitely difficult for sure. I'm gonna go with the safety of Guerrero there.
Yeah,
He hits like 2 bombs, and I probably have it. So
yeah,
go Vlad.
That makes sense. And then for me, do I risk it and go Tio, or do I go with a bit of a safer choice going Kirk? Because Kirk can get on base quite a lot. He did hit a homer this week, Mr. Kirky. Do not Kirky.
Tough to say.
I mean, he does have a good OPS, so yeah, I'm gonna go Kirky. I think that's exactly what we chose last time.
That's what we chose last time, except roles were reversed.
Yeah, roles were reversed.
All right, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay.
All right, let's spin it again. Guys, who do we choose? Dolcom was saying Tio and Chappie have been hot lately, and Chappie was an option. Was thinking about it. Kirky's consistent, though.
Could be J Killer.
It's gonna K per 9. This category's gotta die.
I hate K. Everyone hates K per 9 too.
Everyone hates
Somebody was
it.
commenting down below. They're like, no more K per 9. It's like, for real, dude. It's actually just dumb. I hate it.
All right, well, I got to go first here, and I am gonna go with Kevin Gausman. He's the guy to go for.
Yeah. That seems like the guy now. He's emerging now as the strikeout dude.
Yeah. Who you going for?
What are the matchups again? Who pitches lots?
So we've got Gausman could go twice. Barrios could go twice, but again, we're not really sure because we might get an opener. And then everyone else, obviously, Manoah, White, Strippy.
Right. Okay.
And then you want to see who did shit last week. So Manoah had 6 strikeouts, 7-1 third inning pitch, and then Barrios had 4 strikeouts, 5-2 third inning pitch. And then I didn't get White because it was just so bad.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so you went Gausman. I mean, it's either Barrios or Manoah for me. You know what? I'll ask Siri to flip a coin here. Let's see. Hey Siri, flip a coin. Manoah's heads. Hey Siri, flip a coin. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Heads.
All right, Alec Manoah.
I think Manoah's a good choice. He's safe, and he could blow up sometimes.
He could, it's possible. Like, at the very least with Manoah, like, it'll be a quality pitching performance. So, Barrios, like, literally could get fucking cold in the second, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's get it. Go for Gauze. Yes, I do love Gauze. I do love the Gauze, man. What's it gonna be? We're rolling around. It's gonna be ERA starters that I will start with, and I think I gotta go here with the obvious one, which is Alec Manoah. Going for Manoah.
Right. I hate that it's that. I hate that it's that. I hate that it's ERA starters.
It's like, what else am I gonna?
Yeah.
The guy who literally had shutout baseball.
Yeah. Just such a stupid category.
So Manoah.
I gotta sweep here, like I gotta start sweeping things, and it's hard for me to sweep when you own half of the player that I own half the player with, so it's like if I choose Gausman here, I mean, like, Gausman's the obvious choice, like.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
It's either Gausman or Strickland.
He will be up against, so he might go. He's gonna go twice this week with Orioles and Rangers, so it gives you a bit of insurance if like Manoah gets blown up or something.
You know what? Maybe I'll go fucking wild and go with Stripling.
Stripling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, I gotta go for the sweep here, right? So, like, Manoah could go crazy, get a lot of K per 9. And if Gosman gets blown up, his Patron will suck. But ERA, like Stripling could be great. Stripling only goes once against Texas. You know, Gosman could go twice. Gab one great game, one blow up game, and I still lose.
Yeah.
So Stripling.
Strippy it is, guys. So that is the wheel. You guys let us know in the comments down below. Who would you pick for the upcoming week for this wheel? And yeah, and then let us know. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Everybody, comment down below what you thought about everything we talked about today. The Blue Jays, the Yankees, the power rankings, all of the above, folks. We want to hear your thoughts and feelings down below. Lots of meaningful baseball coming up ahead. Definitely gonna go live this week, at least once, hopefully twice.
Yeah.
And yeah, we gotta watch the Blue Jays kick some Oriole ass.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
And
Go Jays, go! We're coming for you, Orioles.